elections have consequences, and we certainly want to thank all of you who have recently participated in our senatorial elections, our congressional elections, even those of you who voted for county sheriff and county judge, everything like that. And once again, the Reverend Jesse Jackson, who recently went home to be with the Lord, did indeed encourage us all to get very much involved in politics. Well, hello and welcome to FFT World TV and GFN Soul NYC FM. I'm Robert Ashley, and we thank you once again for being with us right here on the Robert Ashley Report, where we do news and commentary. Now, also, some changes here. Now, once again, FFT World TV. Therefore, we're on Amazon Fire TV and also Roku TV. And we certainly encourage you to go to those particular networks there. You can find all of our programming. Now, also, we have two radio stations. We have, of course, GFN Soul NYC FM. That, of course, is our throwback station here. And then we have a gospel radio station right there at our Amazon Fire TV and our Roku TV, FFT World TV. Just go there and you can see all of our programming. But once again, Brother Robert Ashley with you, thanking you for being a part of the recent elections. Now, here in the state of Texas, we had the whole world. I know we had the whole country, but we had the whole world watching a Senate race involving former Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett and, of course, a former state representative James Tallarico. Now, as it stands of this particular taping, it appears that James Tallarico defeated our Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett. Now, there's a lot of controversy here in the Dallas County area, concern about who ran the elections, whether or not the Democratic Party, according to Congresswoman Crockett, whether or not the Democratic Party sabotaged this particular election here and created all kinds of confusion, whereas Democratic voters just could not get out there and cast their votes. Now, also here in Dallas County, there was controversy as to whether or not some people actually had a chance to vote. That was a big controversy involving Ken Paxton and the race involving James Cornyn, the incumbent U.S. Senator, and the Texas Supreme Court. Never seen anything like this before. We know it was just a lot of confusion. Now, for those of you who believe in Jesus Christ, you know who the author of confusion is. That's the old devil himself, Satan there, if you will. But either way it goes, in this particular election, I guess we have to commend James Tallarico, the former state representative who actually defeated Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett. But Congresswoman Crockett and many of the others believe that there was a lot of political hanky-panky, a lot of dirtiness that went on. Now, it's no secret that there was a lot of contention involving Democrats and Congresswoman Crockett. Did the Democratic Party, did the National Party, did Chuck Schumer, did Hakeem Jeffries, all of these folk, did they really support Congresswoman Crockett, or did they, along with local Democrats, sabotage the situation on behalf of Congresswoman Crockett? But either way it goes, it's going to be quite interesting to see what James Tallarico will be able to do in a runoff election. And of course, he's going to have to face John Cornyn or either Ken Paxton. But either way it goes, we certainly want to thank Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett for representing.
And in the Democratic primary for U.S. Senate, the votes were counted overnight, and State Representative James Tallarico is the projected winner over Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett after taking almost 53% of the vote. We have team coverage with reporters on both of these races. Also, results from District 33 having its first election since Texas redrew district lines. We want to begin, though, with our Lacey Beasley.
Now, James Tallarico will be the winner for the Democratic primary for U.S. Senate here in Texas. His opponent, Jasmine Crockett, conceded this morning. And this comes after she pushed to keep the polls open here in Dallas County after there was some voter confusion. Take a listen to both candidates.
Every vote must be counted. Every voice must be heard. The voter suppression in my home county and in Congresswoman Crockett's home county underscores the gravity of this moment. Tonight, the people of our state gave this country a little bit of hope, and a little bit of hope is a dangerous thing.
We were able to keep the polls open, but I can tell you now that people have been disenfranchised. Unfortunately, this is what Republicans like to do. And so they specifically targeted Dallas County, and I think we all know why.
Crockett says, quote, "This morning I called James and congratulated him on becoming the Senate nominee. Texas is primed to turn blue, and we must remain united because this is bigger than any one person. This is about the future of all 30 million Texans and getting America back on track. With the primary behind us, Democrats must rally around our nominees and win. I'm committed to doing my part and will continue working to elect Democrats up and down the ballot," end quote. After being named the projected winner, Tallarico released a statement saying, quote, "We're about to take back Texas." Next, he'll face off against the winner with the Republican Senate race, and that's either John Cornyn or Ken Paxton. Reporting in Dallas, Lacey Beasley, CBS News, Texas.
And once again, we certainly want to thank Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett and also State Representative James Tallarico, who will be facing either Ken Paxton or Senator John Cornyn. But either way it goes, here in Dallas County, a lot of controversy about that election, and this will probably go down in the history books of being one of the most confusing, controversial elections we've seen in Dallas County. Now, speaking of Dallas County, we certainly want to congratulate the pastor emeritus of Friendship West, the one and only Reverend Dr. Freddie Haynes. He was indeed the victor in that congressional race for District 30. Now, those lines had been redrawn, which basically drew Congresswoman Crockett out of the district. But Reverend Freddie Haynes decided that he wanted to run for Congress and actually won, soundly defeating former state representative and former city councilwoman Barbara Mallory Caraway. Now, it's going to be interesting to see what happens as a result of a big runoff race that's going to be taking place in terms of the Republican side of Congressional District 30. Yes, there are two black men who say they want to be the Republican representative for Congressional District 30. So therefore, Everett Jackson, who got about 36% of the vote, and Sheldon Daniels, who got 28% of the vote, it appears that the two of them will be facing each other in an upcoming runoff election. Well, whoever wins out of Everett Jackson and Sheldon Daniels will indeed take on Pastor Freddie Haynes, longtime pastor of the Friendship West Baptist Church right here in Dallas, Texas.
Let me fast forward for you. Senate 30 Democrat side. Frederick Haynes III, one heck of a victory tonight for him.
And this is no big surprise, Doug, and that's because he is a well-known pastor down in South Dallas, Friendship West Baptist Church. He was actually the pastor of Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett, who vacated this seat to run for U.S. Senate.
Well, either way it goes, once again, we want you to keep those voting shoes on. And in light of the death of the Reverend Jesse Jackson, please try to vote in every election that take place. Your local elections, state elections, national elections, international, anything, just vote. And make that a habit, because here in America, voting is indeed the way that we harness our power. Well, once again, you've been watching the Robert Ashley Report right here on FFT World TV. And keep that in mind. You can even write that down if you will. That's FFT World TV. Now, you can really check out great programming at our Amazon Fire TV and, of course, our Roku TV there as well. Now, once again, and you can also listen to our radio components live on our Amazon Fire TV as well as our Roku TV. Take, for example, you can listen to GFN Soul NYC FM live there, and also our gospel station. That's also on FFT World TV. Well, on behalf of FFT World TV and GFN Soul NYC FM, I'm Robert Ashley.